the videos because we are using music. Um, I don't know if you are able to see them. I hope so, because we are not monetizing any of the videos, but for sure we are using videos, and we are using, you see, music while you work, and YouTube doesn't like that. So I was checking that some of the class videos were like blocked by YouTube. But if you are not able to see one of them, please let me know and I will see how we can do. So next one. But for sure, we are using videos and we are using. All right. Next one is Lilian.
Of course. Okay. When I was a little, my family has a financial problem, so my parents decide to go to work in the United States. So that everything could improve. I stay with my aunt. She was a very good to me, but obviously I miss a lot my parents. After 6 years, they returned to Honduras, and I was able to hug them again. And that was a happiest day of my life, see my parents again. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. I like the part, the happiest day of my life. So it makes me think, and this is a question for all of you. You don't need to answer. What was the last happiest day of your life? Do you remember it? Or maybe was yesterday? Or I don't know. Sometimes we don't count that details in our lives, but because we don't have the chance to share these experiences a lot sometimes. Um, but it's good that we can always think about when was the last happy day that we have, the happiest day. You see, if not, we need to look for it. We need to look for it. Look for your happiness. Thank you, Lilian. So let's see. Omar.
Okay. Okay, my special moment in my life is when my father was sick for a long time, that my brother and we helped to my mom and my little sister in everything. That's special for me because I knew that God never forgot us nowadays as well. So I never forget those hard days for me and my family. It's short but special for me. That's all.
Thank you, Omar. Thanks for sharing. Um, when we overcome the obstacles and when the family is included, it strengthens us a lot. So uh, it's a very good experience. Thank you, Omar. Let's continue with Rafa. Can you share your story with us, please?
Okay, teacher. One of my happiness day was my wedding in the temple. My wife was 9 months pregnant. Why? Because when I meet my wife first time, uh, she didn't know about the gospel. So she was a member of the church. I invited him. Actually, I bought baptized her. Then we got married, just civil marriage. So she needed to prepare for the temple. So we 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 need time, and the time passed, and so after 4 years we were ready, no, but she was already pregnant, and 9 months. Um, the bishop call us and say, okay, you are ready, go. And we went to the temple, and in the temple was a beautiful time. All the workers was in shock when saw the belly of my wife, the big belly. And okay, we already in the temple, we felt the Holy Ghost. I never felt the Holy Ghost like much at that day. And 1 week later, my daughter born, just in time for being inside the covenant. Thank you, teacher.
Excellent. That's a beautiful experience. And for some of you who had the experience to serve a mission and see your families, your converts being sealed in the temple, this is a powerful experience. Thank you, Rafael. And for the other side, uh, those who are already married, you know how powerful it is. So those who had a chance to being sealed with your families and not being a baby. So this is a powerful experience. Thank you, Rafael. So let's see if Michael, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. One of the moments more special for me and my siblings was when I saw my grandmother again after of 8 years. My family moved when I was 10 years and uh, to another state far from we live. So I worked to buy my tickets and that my siblings, and it was very special because my grandmother did not know that we will come to visit her. And so when we arrived, she was so happy and crying, and we crying with her. And that was that week that week has been of the most special of my life. Um, we went to know the city, and we ate the traditional food of the place, and and this is a and it was special for us. But now it's different because we visit here it 2 or 3 times of the year. That's all.
Thank you, Michael. How special, right? I miss my grandma and my grandparents so much. They are not with us anymore, but I know how special they are for any of us, you see. Sometimes like a mother or like a father or beyond that, you see. So thank you, Michael. Now we will go to actually you are all of you have a very good pronunciation, and it just a little words that I have checked, but it was good. Congratulations. But then we will go to the group number two. Group number two, Allison. So group number 2, you will share. If I ask you, what have you learned since the first day you were born? What would you say?
Yes, teacher. I learned that I was going to have the ability to make my own decisions. That means freedom of choice. That I was going to have a body. That I was to have 2 hands to touch. That I was going to have 2 eyes to see. I was going to have 2 legs to walk and tongue to feel. And I was also going to have parents. I was going to be loved by mom and my siblings. That I was going to have a family, that I was going to have a purpose here on earth. And I was going to have my own family in the future. I was going to have received a lot of love from my Heavenly Father. And I was to have difficult experiences to learn, but I was going to be happy on earth.
Thank you, Alison. So let's see. Who next? Claudia, can you share with us what have you learned in this 45 years? in this, you are how old? 23, right? Claudia? Are you
No, I have 22.
I am 22.
I am 22.
Okay.
Sorry.
Very good.
Okay. Mm, creo que, bueno, voy a decir español esta parte. Lo que dijo Alison fue muy espiritual y lo mío es como literal lo que yo aprendí en mi primer día. Pero, ok, está bien. Ya me sentí mal por lo que escribí. Okay.
No worries. Remember that this is an exercise. Say it in English, and you're gonna be okay.
Okay.
Claudia, you're funny.
Okay. I think the first thing I learned was to breathe. After that, how the arms of my mom and dad feel, recognize her voices, but now from outside the womb. And I learned to eat through my mouth. Also, I think another thing I learned was the feeling of having clothes that cover me, and that's all.
Okay, that's something important also. Yeah, it's another, you can see that when you ask something, there is a lot of points of view to understand the question. So it's not incorrect. You did great. When we are born, we learn how to eat, how to speak. And I have heard that the science says that if you are born, for example, in German, your first cry, it's with German accent. There is a different sound coming from the baby, depending in the country where you are born. Interesting, right? So you were born in Mexico, your first cry when you were born was with spicy. Was with Mexican accent. If you were born in the United States, the tone of voice of the crying is different. So thank you, Claudia. Let's see who's next. Who's next in group number 2? Elizar, from Malacatán, San Marcos.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I got to learn many things since my first day of birth. Within them, who are my parents and how I can feed me. Also, I was able to learn how to walk and how to eat solid food. I was able to learn to talk. I also learned to read and write. Then in the school, I was able to learn many things. Within them, I was able to learn how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Then I was able to learn to use a weapon because I was in military reserves and I could to learn many things there. So
Okay, thank you. So you mentioned that you learn in school how to read and how to write. This is something important. Okay. And this question for group number 2 is to for everyone to help us think about all the experience that we had during the 25, 45, 30 years that we have lived here. We have learned something. So at least we have learned something. And we need to think about that every day, because every day is a lesson, right? Especially if you study in Fumbao, an English lesson. Okay, Sister Nava, the queen of the Takis, and El Fuego.
Okay. Okay. Mm, well, what I have learned since I was born, the first thing I met my parents, I learned to speak like them. I learned to talk and run. Over time, I learned to swim, read, and write documents. I learned to play with my friends. I I also learned what friendship is. Friendship is. I learned the gospel of Jesus Christ. I learned to be more like Jesus Christ. I have learned to make covenants with God, with God, with God,
Covenants? Yeah, you're saying it right. Covenants.
covenants with God. I learned to use the computer and the technology, also Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok, and Instagram and other apps. I learned to watch many movies. I learned to read many books, to know many places in Mexico and other countries. I have learned to be a good missionary. I learned to put on makeup. Uh, I also learned to make bread. I learned to be resourceful and creative. I learned to cook, to exercise. I learned to dance. I learned to teach. I have learned a little psychology. I learned to combine my clothes. I learned to celebrate important dates. I learned also a little tennis, um, other sports. I learned a little science in school. I learned to listen to different genres of music. I learned to arrange and decorate objects. I learned to take care of small animals such as cats. I learned to sew to come. I learned to be loved and impersonate. And now I have learned a lot of funny things, but now I learn English.
Yes, that's all.
Excellent. So you said that you learn how to bake bread?
Yes.
Yes. What kind of bread? Like baguette,
Yes,
sweet bread,
baguettes, conchas.
torta de jamón.
No, es como ¿y repostería? Ajá, como
Oh, oh, sí, excellent, excellent. Like bimbo.
yeah. And
Okay.
sí.
Wonderful. Also. All right. Perfect. Thank you, Jenny. Very good. Excellent. So let's see. Jose, my friend Jose, tell us about your experience, my friend. Your 100 years of experience. Just kidding. You're
Crazy,
not
no?
so old. You're young.
No. Okay, well, if today was my first day on Earth, I will like learn who are my parents, what is my name, and I will like learn which is the delicious food and which are the best place around the world. And I have opportunity to visit the place. I will like who are my other parents and visit the ancestral parents. I would like to see my country in World Cup. I will like learn who is my future woman and children. I will like learn different cultures. I will like learn is invest in the US block market, especially in Bitcoins. That's it.
So you know how to earn money by Bitcoin? Or you would like to
Yeah,
know?
yeah, because right now, my country, in this place, there are many coins and Bitcoin now.
Oh, yes,
But
that's true.
I will like learn in the past 2015 or I don't know before the Bitcoin was 20 $100, and in 2015 your values in this case in that case. But right now one coin is earning $64,000. Wow. If is I would like learn in that moment or before, you imagine right now in 2 coins or 3 Bitcoins.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of that topic, but I'm very curious about that because I have seen so many people become millionaire because of that. So that would be great. Who knows?
Yeah.
Probably in the future, Jose, it's the owner of Funval, one of the associates, giving donations to everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Excellent. Very good. Thank you, Jose. Let's see now. Josue Benitez, the producer of Bad Bunny, Ozuna, and Macano. Polache, Kingflip, of all the reggaetoneros, and Santa Fe Clan.
Okay, teacher. Well, when I was born, but I think this my mom, she suffered a lot because being a mother not is very not is peace not is easy, and I not remember that, but I know that the doctor claps off, and after that we usually cry. And that's all, teacher. I don't remember this moment, but I think that
The thing is that you need to share what have you learned in all this time, not only when you were born.
okay.
Prepare
I
it. I will give you time. I will go to the next one. I will let you write some sentences, okay? But
thank you, teacher.
it was funny because you said, "Oh, I learned. I met the doctor. Like, hi, doctor. I met another. Hi, mom." And that's all I learned. Oh my goodness. You're funny, Jose. Okay, prepare it. Prepare it. I will give you time. We will go to the next one. So you have time to prepare. What have you learned in the whole 29 years that you have lived, Jose? Okay. So Queen Basti, tell us, what have you learned since the first day?
Okay. If I think of the first days on earth, I think of my mom and dad. I learned from them about true love and the importance of home and family. I learned to always achieve my goals step by step and never give up. I learned that if we are obedient to the commandments, we can have blessings. As a child, I learned the value of friendship and the value that I had. In my job, I learned to be prudent, prudent in what I do. I learned that my value is great and that virtue is very important. I learned to share the gospel and that is a way of loving. That is all.
Okay, thank you, Basti. Let's see. Next one is Joseph. Tell us, my friend, what was your experience in these 50 years that you have lived on Earth?
21 years, please. Okay. Ah, since in my first day on the earth, I have learned so many things. I learned to love God and my family. I learned to how to talk, walk, crawl, and even run. I learned about the culture of my beautiful Mexico and the other cultures too. In school, I learned things that I need for my life, like mathematics, geography, etc. For my parents, I learned to respect them, to give them their place, and to always be accommodating to generate a super bright and loving environment at home. I also learned to respectful with my elders and with others. I learned to love the church and to have a religious foundation for my life. The truth is that I don't know what will become of the without the church. I learned to be a God holder of the priesthood and to always strive to be worthy. I learn from my mistakes, failures, and disappointments, but I also learn from the victories and the rewards that come from effort. I learn to be self sufficient and to be helpful to others. Now, in this part of my life, I am learning from the best teachers the English language, which I know will serve my life for a lot and more to open new doors of opportunity for me. And this is all.
Oh, so sweet. Very good, Joseph, alias El Panda of Televisa. I will not forget about that novel with Jenny as Sofia and Nacho as Ignacio.
Nacho es Ernesto.
Ernesto. So I have two words for you, class. I will write it in the chat. One is creative. Listen and repeat in your houses. Creative. Creative. Creativo. I am very creative. I learned to be creative. Accommodating. 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 This is a word that you will use probably in a business environment. How to be accommodating. Accommodating to someone. We can use accommodated. Accommodated means the same. Significa como, por ejemplo, I will look for all the resources. No. For example, if you are not able to be on time, I will make sure that you can have the class recorded to be accommodated to your needs. Accommodated. Significa como poder ayudar a alguien, pero beneficiar a alguien. Accommodated. Beneficioso. So, Josué, are you ready?
Yes, when I now, okay. I learned many things among us about the gospel. I think the gospel is in my life was a blessing because in the church I learned about the families and about my favorite topic. It is the temple because that is the house of the my heavenly Father. Then I learned about school, work, and between other things. And that's all, teacher.
What have you learned about your whole life, Jose? A lot of things. Thank you. That's all. Yeah. That's kidding, my friend. Was a good answer. Perfect. So, thank you very much for participating. Now, we are going to practice reading comprehension. I'm going to share with you two links, but we will be split in pairs. What we are going to do is that the same. We are going to listen to the audio, and I will ask you not to read the transcript at the beginning. Just listen the audio, then you will re-listen the audio, but now you will read the transcription. I will show you to give you an idea of what is going to happen. So here I have the first story. Here we go. So I have the text, but at the beginning, don't read the text. Only play the audio.
Saturday morning meant one thing for Susan, doing the...
You can also close your eyes if you want. Start to listen the audio. When it's finished, now you can play the audio again.
Laundry. She hates...
And compare your understanding with the real text transcript. Okay, this is the transcript for if you were wondering where is a transcript. This is a transcript, como el texto del audio. And they are very short, okay? But remember, first, close your eyes and listen without watching the text. Second, next step, you will be listening and reading the text. Step number 3, you will read the test using the shadow technique. Do you remember the shadow technique? Let's see. Let me ask. To Allison, do you remember the shadow technique? You don't remember the shadow technique? Rafa, do you remember the shadow technique?
Yes.
I will give you a demonstration. But first, what is the shadow technique, Rafael?
When you repeat the 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 conversation or the sentences in a video or in a audio. So for me, I in this day I did in the with the music. I try to say what the singing saying in the music. But I follow this channel. You give us an example, and it's a good channel. It use a series like a Friends and The Big Bang Theory. It's good for the shadow technique.
All right, excellent. So for everyone, what Rafa says is the following, okay? With the shadow technique, we are going to listen the audio, then stop the audio and try to repeat exactly with the tone of voice, pronunciation, and rhythm, the phrase that the audio or the movie is saying. For example,
Saturday morning meant one thing for Susan.
Saturday morning meant one thing for Susan.
Doing the laundry.
Doing the laundry. You can go back if you want. One more time.
Saturday morning meant one thing for Susan. Doing the laundry.
Saturday morning meant one thing for Susan. Doing the laundry. And
she hated doing the laundry.
She hated doing the laundry. She hated doing the laundry.
Saturday morning meant one thing for Susan. Doing the laundry. She hated doing the laundry. Unenthusiastically.
Unenthusiastically. So that's how shadow technique works. This is step number 3. Okay? You will practice with your partner shadow technique. Then, number 4, you will retell the story in 1 minute. Okay? You will retell the story in 1 minute. And when we come back, I will ask you to share the story in 30 seconds. With your partner, you will practice to retell the story in 1 minute. But when you come back from the main room, you will be asked to retell the story in 30 seconds. Make sense? I will be sending you the instructions by chat and sharing the links with you. Just give me 1 moment. Okay. Number 1, listen closing your eyes. Number 2, listen and see the transcript or text. Number 3, practice shadow technique with your companion. Retell the story in 1 minute. Retell the story in 1 minute to your companion. At number 5. This is one of the most important instructions. Please. Thank you. Everybody needs to complete number 5. If not, you are not going to pass the test. Sorry. Okay, are you ready? Please accept the invitation to the breaker rooms. Let's see. So just let me send. I can take my lunch. Yes, my friend, if you need to eat, you can eat, but remember to complete the exercise. Okay, please accept the invitation, and I will share with you the links directly to your breakout room because they are going to be different from each group. Alexa Monti, you are not assigned. Why? Nobody wants to be your your partner. Alexa says, it doesn't matter. I can go alone by myself. Okay, let's see. I will send you to an amazing group here. Here you go.